Today, I wanted to talk to you about how to have a better relationship with your body. And a lot of us think that if we had the perfect body, then we would love our bodies. Or if we had the six pack abs, that we would feel good about our bodies. Or if we were the perfect weight, that we would love our bodies then. But that's not how it works. You have to learn to have a relationship with your body, and your relationship with your body is through how you think about your body. So it's important not to we think that if we change the body we'll feel better, but no, we have to change the thoughts about our body to have a better relationship with our body. It's the same thing I talked about last week. In order to have a better relationship with food, we have to change our thoughts about food. And it's the same way with our bodies. We have to change our thoughts about our bodies. And I have been, thinner than I am now, but I still didn't like my body. So that has nothing to do with it. I may have been, yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with it because I didn't have the thoughts. I had the thinner body, but I still didn't, I found other things not to like about my body. And it was just crazy. So the key is that you have to change your thinking about your body, and then coming from a place of love, you're going to be able to take better care of yourself, and you're going to grow to love the body that God gave you. So the first thing, and you have to remember that your body is a neutral circumstance. Your body is your body. Your thighs are your thighs. Your stomach is your stomach. And it's just neutral, and it's what you make it mean in your mind. And then when you look at your stomach or your thighs and you think, oh my God, I'm so fat. Oh, this is gross and this is awful. You're gonna feel terrible. You're gonna feel defeated. And then what are you gonna do? You're either gonna overeat, you're gonna compulsively exercise, or you're going to do something to escape those feelings of defeat and hating yourself. And then you're going to get a result, because your mind is always looking for results that prove your thoughts, that you're so fat and that you have fat thighs and that you're just awful and hopeless, and it just does not work. And I was looking in the mirror this morning, and this is how I got the idea for the video, was because I don't have six pack abs, and I don't really care to have six pack abs. It's just never really, I guess if I had them for the exercises I do, I would be like, oh, this is cool. But I don't think I could get six pack abs unless I, worked out a lot. And I don't really like working out that much. So I don't care. But I love my stomach, even though it has rolls on it. It doesn't bother me because I love my body. So it has nothing to do with the body. And it took me a long time to love my body. I hated my body. I hated myself. I had really horribly low self esteem. Like I said, it didn't matter what I looked like or how much I weighed. And I had to practice new thoughts and come up with a new belief system around my body, whether my body was it didn't like whether my body changed or not, because that's the body that I had. And you can be happy with any body. And I know people that are happy with their bodies that are all different sizes and weights. And once you're happy with your body, then you can make changes from a place of love in terms of, eating healthier, or, taking better care of yourself and starting an appropriate exercise routine, because you're coming from a place of love instead of beating yourself into it. Because beating yourself into it and hating yourself through it is not going to give you the results that you want. It temporarily might, but it's not going to give you the long-term results. That's the reason I've been able to stay like pretty much I've been staying on my food plan for like over 20 years, and I never deviate. And it's just because I changed my thoughts. I changed my thoughts around food. I changed my thoughts around my body. And so I love my body today. I can honestly say that that's one of my beliefs. I love taking care of my body, nourishing body. I like moving my body appropriately. I'm not like compulsive about exercise. I walk maybe times a week. But I used to be really hard exerciser, and I just don't do that to myself anymore. It's not necessary to feel good. So the first thing that you have to do is that you have to write down all the thoughts that you have about your body, all the thoughts that are in your mind. And if it's like, I'm fat, I'm gross, I'm too skinny, or my thighs are too fat, I have a big stomach, whatever it is, write it down. And those are just thoughts. They're not facts. We practice those thoughts so many times, we just believe them. But somebody else might not have the same opinion, so they're not facts. And you might not be, and somebody that weighs twice as much as you would think that you have small thighs. So it's not a fact, because a fact would be that everyone agrees with you. So it's just a thought, and you've practiced them for so long that you just believe the thoughts. And those thoughts create your feelings of defeat and low self-worth. And that's why it's so important to change them. So the first thing to do is look at them and note it, and just look at them on paper and ask yourself, like, why am I choosing to think these thoughts? Like, what is this doing for me? And then you have to be willing just to be open that these thoughts are wrong. Just like I talked about the your thoughts, your relationship with food, and your thoughts about food. And there's certain things that we believe that has just been conditioned to us. And we have been taught to believe certain things about our body just through conditioning, through magazines, and through everything in our diet culture. We've been taught all these things about what our body should look like. And so we get these thoughts about ourselves, and they're not necessarily, they're not true. They're not true. But we believe them because we practice them so long. So you have to look at those thoughts that you think right now. And you have to be willing to at least start neutralizing them, to make them softer so that you aren't beating yourself up. Because like I said, coming from a place of hate or self-disgust or anything like that, or beating yourself up is going to keep you stuck in the cycle. So you have to at least neutralize those thoughts, because it's going to take a while for you to get to, I love my body. It took me a long time to get to, I love my body. But you can practice by keeping it really neutral, by like, I have a body. So your circumstance would be your body. You have a body. You have thighs. You have a stomach. You have arms. And you neutralize it so that you at least can take away all that beating yourself up and that self-hate, and you can neutralize all those thoughts, and you're going to feel better. But those old thoughts are going to still creep up because they've been there for so long. And you don't have to entertain them. They can come up. You can allow them to come up, but you don't have to give them a lot of time. The first thought that comes into your mind, you're not responsible for, but you are responsible for feeding that thought. And if the thoughts about your body take you down to a dark place, you don't want to think about that. You want to redirect your brain. Redirect your brain to, I have a body, I have thighs, I have a stomach, I have arms. And then from more of a neutral place, you can go to a better place. But you have to get to that. First, you have to really know where you are. And then you have to be willing to just be open to those thoughts not being true and to try something else. Because like I said, you're not going to be able to make long-lasting changes coming from a place of hate and self-disgust. And also, just remember that no matter what kind of body you have, if you have six-pack abs, if you're the perfect weight, you won't be happy unless you have your thinking right. And this is this is the missing piece in our culture about, diet and eating, is because, you can try a diet, you can eat all the right foods, but if you don't have your mind right, you're never going to have any freedom. You're never going to have it. You have to get your mind right, and you have to practice the mental exercises. Those are the most important. And once you work on your mental health, your mental well-being, you can make any kind of change that you want. I mean, I've been able to do so many things practicing my mental strength. Sometimes I can't believe, you can do things that you never thought you could do if you practice if you practice your mental training. It's the most important training because your thoughts are the cause of all your problems. They really are. And a lot of us believe that those thoughts are just facts, like I said, but they're not. They're just conditioned in you from a very young age, and you just believe them. You believe them as facts, but they aren't. They aren't. And you have to be willing to be open that they're not necessarily true because they aren't. So, all right, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. And thank you for your patience. Thanks for joining. And I hope you guys take really good care of yourselves. Be gentle with yourselves and just learn to be kinder to yourselves. Because right now you're spending a lot of time with yourself. So you want to make sure that you're being kind and gentle and not beating yourself up. So, all right. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Talk to you soon.